Monday, a federal high court in Abuja dismissed a suit instituted against the federal government by the family of the late head of state, General Sani Abacha, challenging the revocation of the property of the former military ruler located in the Maitama district of Abuja. Justice Peter Lifu dismissed the suit in a judgment on the case filed 9 years ago in which the Abacha family members are demanding for the return of their father's mansion located at Osara Close in Maitama and 500 million naira compensation. In the judgment, Justice Lifu predicated the dismissal on various grounds, among which are that the suit had become statute barred at the time it was filed in 2015 and that those who initiated the case have no local standing to do so. The suit was filed by Mohammed Sani Abacha, the elder surviving son of the former military ruler, and the widow Hajia Mariam Abacha, on behalf of the executioners of the estate of the late military general. Listed as the first to fourth defendants in the suit are the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Federal Capital Development Authority, the President, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Salam Ventures Limited. The new dismissal of the suit marked the fourth time the family would lose legal battles on the property in court, having lost twice at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory and once at the Court of Appeal in Abuja on grounds of jurisdiction. Still on Monday, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja upheld the nomination of Asiu Ighodalo as governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. In an anonymous judgment delivered by Justice A. Lamido in the suit, the appeal court on Monday, 22nd July 2024, dismissed an appeal brought by former Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu, challenging the May 27th judgment of Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja, which held that Dr. Asiu Ighodalo is a rightful and duly nominated candidate of the PDP in Edo State. The appellate court held that the trial court was right and unassailable in its ruling that the appellant did not satisfy the condition precedent before instituting the action. Therefore, the suit was premature. The court also affirmed the trial court decision that appellant failed to prove his allegations of vote allocation against the respondent. It stated that the conduct of an election as well as results are presumed regular until the contrary is proved, and there was no evidence from the affidavit of the appellant to show votes were allocated to the phoned respondent. On Tuesday, President Bola Tinubu asked Nigerian youth, especially those planning to embark upon nationwide protest, to shelve the planned action and wait for the maturity of government policies aimed at regulating the economy and reducing the sufferings of the masses. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made the appeal while fielding questions from journalists after a meeting with President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa Abuja. He said the president does not see any need for the protest as his government is doing all it could to ensure that the country is better off. The minister said the president has had all the complaints of the citizens and is doing more to attend to them. He said government has set out more plans such as a minimum wage bill which has been passed by the National Assembly, among other interventions that the president has put in place in the interest of Nigerians. He said the young people must listen to the president and allow him more time to see to the realization of all the goodies he has for them. Still on Tuesday, the House of Representatives passed a bill to increase the minimum wage of workers from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira, giving legal backing to the recently agreed upon amount between labor unions, the private sector and the government. The executive bill, which has been passed, also reduces the consideration period for a new minimum wage from 5 to 3 years. The House expedited the passage of the bill to ensure immediate implementation as requested by the President. Additionally, the House passed the amended Police Act, which includes a new subsection allowing the Inspector General of Police to serve until the end of the appointed term, as stipulated in the letter of appointment. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu has centered the Northwest and Southeast Development Commission bills into law, thereby setting the stage for the establishment of the two interventionist agencies to address development challenges in the Northwest and Southeast parts of the country respectively. Following years of insecurity, the Deputy President of the Senate and sponsor of the Northwest Development Commission bill, Senator Jibrin Barau, disclosed the presidential assent to the bill during a chat with journalists in Abuja. Correspondent Kunujo reports that expressing his happiness on the presidential assent to the bill, the deputy president of the Senate in a media chat with journalists said the commission, when established, would help to drive development across the 7 states in the Northwest Zone. Similarly, Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, expressed what he called an extravagant gratitude to the President Bola Tinubu for signing the Southeast Development Commission bill into law. Still on Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu also received former Senate President Pius Anyim, who recently decamped from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC). Senator Anyim was led to the presidential villa by the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, who chairs the Southeast Governors Forum and Progressive Governors Forum alongside the governor of Ebonyi State, Francis Nwifuru. Senator Anyim, who explained why he left his party for the APC, said there was a need to put all hands on deck to frontally confront the challenges facing the country. He said the country was passing through turbulent times and it was the duty of all patriots to ensure a peaceful atmosphere. Governor Uzodinma, who asked the youth to shelve their planned protests on August 1st, described the former Senate president as a big catch for the ruling All Progressive Congress. On Thursday, traditional rulers in the country asked Nigerian youth who are planning to protest the hardship in the country to have a rethink and shelve the plan for peace to reign in the country. The traditional rulers made the call while fielding questions from State House correspondents after a meeting with the president at the presidential villa Abuja. They said though it is their right to protest against any perceived governance, they should also consider government efforts towards reducing the hardship in the country. The royal father commended the president for due engagement of the traditional institutions on issues of national importance, asking the youth to give them a benefit of doubt. They said the president presented them with the blueprint which is aimed at reducing the suffering of the people, calling on the intending protesters to exercise patience and hear the words of wisdom. On security, the royal fathers told journalists that they complained to the president about the security situation in the country, saying if there's security, many people will return to their farms. Still on Thursday, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, revealed that Nigeria lost approximately $10 billion in revenue to crude oil theft between January and July 2024. The Speaker, who was speaking at the commencement of an investigative hearing on crude oil theft and revenue losses, emphasized the impossibility of meeting daily obligations to citizens with such significant revenue loss. Honorable Abbas, who was represented by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, stated that those responsible for sabotaging the oil sector are known and will be exposed through the investigation. He expressed disappointment that those entrusted with managing the nation's affairs have prioritized self-interest. The Speaker, however, frowned at the loss of about $10 billion in revenue due to crude oil theft between January and July 2024. On Friday, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, cautioned security agents in the country against detaining suspects beyond the time allowed by law. Fagbemi, a senior advocate of Nigeria, specifically admonished security agents to always abide by provisions of Section 35 of the 1999 Constitution in relation to rights of suspects in their custody. The AGF, who spoke in Abuja at the yearly lecture of the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, warned that any security agent found detaining suspects beyond the Constitution allowed period will be severely sanctioned. His lecture revolved around governance, security, and human rights, which he claimed to be momentous as it addresses some of the most pressing issues facing the country today. He said that law enforcement agents must do due diligence before arresting anyone, adding that situations where people are languishing in detention cells beyond the time allowed under the Constitution or by order of the courts will no longer be tolerated and appropriated. Sanctions shall be meted out to those found guilty of contravening the laws of the land. Still on Friday, an explosion rocked the popular Buniyadi livestock market in Buniyadi Market in Gujba, local government area of Yobe State. The source of the explosion is suspected to be a planted, improvised explosive device and went off around 12:30 p.m., thereby injuring the girl. An eyewitness through telephone conversation confirmed the incident, and the spokesman of the Sector 2 Joint Task Force Operation Hardin K, Captain Mohammed Shehu, also confirmed the incident, saying another IED planted in the market was discovered and successfully detonated by the army. He further explained that the only victim of the explosion is currently receiving treatment at one of the health facilities in Buniyadi. He stressed the incident was a planted IED and not a suicide bombing incident. Buniyadi, located 45 kilometers away from Damaturu, the state capital, was the worst-hit local government area in Yobe State under the control of the Boko Haram insurgents for 2 years. And that's what we have on Track in the Week.